Australia will be looking to come out with pace. They'll be looking to come out with to demonstrate intent. And you can see that on the look of the face of the Australian captain, Mackenzie Davis, as she comes out to take the tap. Start this game. Short breath as the siren goes, and we're underway. Davis working with Zara Halliday through the middle of the field. They're just going to buddy their way down. Halliday's going to sweep around. A pick up from Davis. She's through the line early and finds Chloe Nicola for the first try. Sent the sweeper around behind just to drag the defenders away. A shape like she's going to pass the ball there to Sophia Neep. And then straight through the line. In fact, I don't think that was Sophia Neep, but either way. Davis showing that speed. And Chloe Nicola just has to catch and put the ball down. New Zealand straight on to attack here with Madison Joy. Ball comes across. Kate Finlay sweeping around now is happy on the ball. Steps back. Throws long. It's covered by Australia out on this side as Brooke Duncan takes the catch and shuts the ball. There's no space, so he shuts the play over on this near side.
As Australia move into transition, let's see how they go from getting from one end of the field to the other, and if New Zealand can slow down their yardage settles here.
Interestingly, a lot of the Australian players stayed on the field after scoring. A lot of the times you might look to bring a defensive team on after scoring. You've got that opportunity for the free changeover. They didn't. They've run the subs. And the full set ends down on this end with the ball in the hands of Lila Pratt.
A better defensive set that time from New Zealand, just playing body to ball as opposed to turning their back, so a good effort there, particularly from Yejoy.
Good driving here, this time Brooke Duncan. She's going to make that one as winger and then make her way back out across to her side. Fleming with a big looping pass over the top. Duncan, again, nowhere to go, so a turnover at the end of the set. Good high press from Fleming, but didn't have great body position. Australia's not able to take advantage of that. So moving the ball across, New Zealand in good comfortable space. And have caused an error with a forward pass off the roll ball.
There's much better teamwork defensively from New Zealand. You can see they were sending shooters up from their line, working really well, staying connected, and they forced a turnover there.
Hagan with a really nice early shoot. Take all the space away from the New Zealand team. Coming onto the field now, this is Yaramia. Gets up off the deck, having copped a heavy touch. And it's a penalty. Bounces up, and she's going to drive in. Maniapoto at half. Yaramia will look to pop over the top. Well covered in defence. Great body position outside. The winger out on the left-hand side for Australia, and she's able to read the pass and bounce straight away. Nice long ball across. That one's drifted forward though. It doesn't quite go to hands. So a forward pass penalty ends the set.
Yeah, some variation in attack there from New Zealand. They kept Australia guessing, which gave Jade Maniapoto a little bit more space. Through the long ball, if they can manage to get those to hand, I think that we'll see some more scoring opportunity.
Hagan steps around an offside player. She's called out. You can see the hands pop up to say, no, I'm out. This is Davis with the little skip away. Great saving touch out on that side. That's Caitlin McIntosh. Saving touch coming in from the wing. Davis sends Morgan Mannion on the sweep. Gets the ball back. Gets the ball across and across the line there.
The Australian number 2, Morgan Mannion.
Morgan Mannion gets the try.
And we can see a great dive there from Mannion, but all of the hard work actually came in the middle of the field when Rani Hagan maybe got about 20-25 metres on her drive up the field, really set Australia up well for that try.
Yeah, and it was on that offside player, the one that just got a timing slightly wrong on the shoot. That should be a turnover. Yep, just a little bit loose in the roll ball. I mentioned a couple of times over the weekend that at the jersey presentation the other night for Australia, the comments were being, or the guidance was being given by Kim Susi, the Australian Women's Open captain, that when you play New Zealand, it's always a physical contest. You need to be ready to deal with that heavy contact, and that's what we're seeing already.
Australia just miscounting on that one, but the setup was really good.
Yeah.
So I think they continue on that kind of trajectory. I think we'll see some more points from them.
Ooh. 3 defenders all up on one space there. Sweeping onto the field now. Sophia Tuddy. Pick up here from Fleming. And there should be a 6 again there. Well earned there from Matiariki. Matiariki and Fleming in the middles. Fleming on the ball. Looking to move the defenders around, trying to get them up from the line. Matiariki with a great dive. She's got underneath the defence with a good finish off the quickie.
Yeah, outstanding little 1-2 punch there between Fleming and Matiariki. We'll get a chance to have a look at the replay very shortly, but what they do very well as a duo is just use the ball, manipulate space, ask questions of the defence, and because both of them are weapons on attack, you don't know which one to prioritise defensively. It's a great try.
They were patient enough to bring the defence up as far enough as they could to get them to give her that space while for Sophie Smith drew her in. Rani Hagen on the sweep, and the ball's gone through the hands out to the wing, and then but well defended on that side by New Zealand, and no further options for the Australian players, and the ball goes to ground, so New Zealand will take over. Oh, that's untidy. Might get a 6 again. No, it's going to go down. Rani Hagen going for the touch, not the ball, is the call from the referees.
And that comes from applying strong pressure in that part of the field from Australia.
Hagen gets the ball back across for Ellis, and Ellis is able to dive over. Yeah, and it's the pressure in defence that causes the breakdown in communication. So they don't know who's going to be half. Suddenly the ball's on the ground with nobody around it, and the Australians are able to move forward and shut down any opportunity, earn the turnover, and Hagen and Ellis work the ball around, and Ellis is able to dive over and get the biscuit. 3-1 the score. New Zealand now looking to punch back. Joy, Macaulay on the little punish play. She shapes in and then bounces out, but doesn't sell it. Madeline Matthews, comfortable in defence. Mackenzie Davis finds some space down the sideline, and she's gone. And Australia at halfway on touch 2. Halliday looking for somebody to offload the ball to. Takes the touch. Smith on the ball now. Sweeping around is Kate Ellum. Ellum with the dive for the line. I thought that was touched by Madison Joy, but just reaching out is Kate Ellum, and she gets the try.
And just in the middle there defensively, New Zealand caught napping a little bit, too slow to get back to the line and onside before being able to move forward for the touch. And Australia score another great try through Kate Ellum.
Mackenzie Davis got all of the yards on that touch number 1, and that really gave Australia all the momentum to get down and run that play at the line.
Yeah, we've spoken about how important transition is in this game, and we can see that Australia's winning their battle at the moment.
Matiariki through the hands from Fleming, and shut down on Heppy. So Sophie Smith cops a bit of hip to the head, and referees award a penalty. She's not a big human, Sophie Smith. Very, very short, very small, compact. It's probably the best word I can use there. Hagen with some speed coming off the bench. This is how she's dangerous. She gets around the defender just with pure speed there. Gets the ball across for Chloe Nicola to finish in the corner. I've called those two players together a lot over the last couple of years. They play together at National Youth Champs. But the pace of Hagen coming off the bench Too much for New Zealand there.
And a really good adjustment from Australia there. New Zealand were applying pressure in front of the sub box. They shifted wide, good depth on attack, and Nicola scores a good try.
New Zealand now. Mania Porto is going to get... No, she's not going to get the ball. They fooled me. Karina. We'll bring it back. And on last touch with nothing doing, they just shift the ball across for Brooke Duncan on the wing. Turn over close to their own box side of the field. Australia now looking to drive, get some momentum going forward. Have earned it early. Good footwork here from Ellis. Earns up a little bit more, beats one of the shooters. Halliday, Davis, sweeping rounds Mannion, but there's a forward pass in amongst all that. That was looking very dangerous for Australia. But a forward pass gives it away. 4 players shoot on touch 1 for Australia, 2 on touch 2, or they were already set, ready to go. The pressure causes an error. And Australia get a turnover in really good field position here. Mackenzie Davis, Zara Halliday. Looking for the New Zealand players to come up. They send Ellis around. Ball pops back. Mannion swept around. Pops the ball back for Davis. And the defence from New Zealand not tight enough on that occasion.
Getting caught a little bit loose there, but Mannion always a threat with the ball, and when she can link up with players that are in the position to follow, just like this, we can see a great try again from Australia.
New Zealand now looking to settle. They've conceded the last few tries all in a fairly short space of time, so they're looking to settle the game down a little bit. They need to get their defence sorted, but a try will help build some confidence, get themselves back into this game. Or Matiariki just put the ball in a bit of a position where Charlize Fleming wasn't quite expecting it to be, and it goes to ground. Australia in their rhythm here. Sophie Smith with good drive. So too Kate Ellum and Lila Pratt, although a good shutdown from Fleming. Smith drifting across at half there. Matthews gets it across. That might be a late pass. It is. Well done by New Zealand. Marked up. There still wasn't any space out on this left side for New Zealand. But an offside penalty against Lila Pratt. And New Zealand will look to build some momentum. They lost it a little bit, but they're back underway. And another penalty for offside. Lila Pratt again.
Australia continuing to apply the pressure. The referees seeing that there's times that they're leaving a little bit early, and penalties are coming from that.
Yeah, just looking to maintain that consistency. The referees in their 7, they're doing really well. Pratt again offside, and this time diving for the line and a try. So just a little bit short 3 times in that set. That's a bit disappointing, but New Zealand take advantage.
We can see here on the replay, 2 feet just short of the line for both players. The referee's right in the spot. Jada Mania-Porto seeing the advantage and taking a great opportunity to score there.
And a good dive from Mania-Porto. Hagen on the sweep. As we come back to live action, gets the ball out wide. That's Ellie Wilson out on the left wing for Australia. Dives at the line, but covered in defence. Hagen steps over it. As Ellis has bobbled that one around all over the shop. The referee just communicating to the players where a forward pass has happened. Ellis has actually picked the ball up, got it into the hands, and then thrown it forward.
On the last couple of sets, New Zealand's been able to win the ruck. If they can maintain that pressure defensively, then they'll be able to force a few more turnovers from Australia.
Some good pressure from Hagen. Ball has just got away from Matiariki. Fleming gets it down on last. She gets the ball back. Step back. Not a lot of options on. Well defended. Hagen and Hancock working together, and no space there.
Australia have already made adjustments, knowing that Fleming and Matiariki have their pair play of taking off and looking to dive, and they can press really well there to stop that.
Sweeping onto the field now, Davis. Just calling an offside player out there, referee. Oh, look at the wheels on Sophia Neep out on this side. Gets the ball with space. And then just puts her head down, running for the corner. Blazes away. There was a player offside in the middle of that set from New Zealand, and she's pulled out of the play. Sometimes it's better to give away the penalty rather than the advantage in this situation.
Yeah, it's true. That's happened a couple of times for New Zealand now, and it creates the overlap on the right-hand side in Australia. Great pace there shown by Sophia Neep.
Yeah, she's got great wheels. New Zealand now. Mania Porto directing traffic. She's on the ball. It'll come across Karena over the top. Taken by McIntosh. They'll reset. But a penalty for not moving forward, or sorry, for not being back on side. So New Zealand will get the ball.
It's good to see Karena being open to the options here. I hope we can see her again with the ball in hand.
We do straight away, and she plays a short ball for Yaramia. Yaramia down around the back, really well played by New Zealand, but no half in position. New Zealand, Australia straight up on the ball. Davis on the turnover for half court. Some good running there. That's Zara Halliday. Picked up a lot of distance, but then they've got their subs wrong, Australia. 7 on. Just mistimed their substitutions.
As much as we talk about playing the ball properly, it seems, especially at this event, a fundamental part of our game is also subbing correctly, making sure we haven't got too many players on the field.
Yeah, I mentioned it when we were commentating together at the Opens Trans-Tasman a few weeks ago. It's been a real theme among referees here in Australia for the last probably 2 years. Yep. They target a particular issue that something's been popping up and annoying some of the referee coaches and the leading referees around the country, and they targeted that particular issue at National Touch League the last couple of years, and people aren't learning the lesson to get their timing right. It's not a difficult skill to get right, knowing who you're coming on for and what order you're supposed to be coming on. Wait until your actual player's off the field before you come onto the field. Everybody's too keen. Hagan at half here now. Pops the ball up for Matthews. Back for Hagan. They've got numbers. Ellis. As the ball comes back against the grain, New Zealand court dragging all the way across to the right-hand side, and good hands. Ellis goes over.
Yeah, this is great attack from Australia. Great timing on the pass. For New Zealand, just their pre-touch position is just a little bit off. They're not able to get back on side and in a position to be able to apply pressure defensively, and Australia are able to capitalise.
8 tries to 2, only about a minute and a half to go here in the first half. New Zealand working down through again. This time it's Fleming and Matiariki. Matiariki, Fleming, across. Karina, she's got the ball with a bit of space. Worth a dive at the line there from Brooke Duncan, but defended by Australia. That's Elise Simpson out on this right wing for Australia. She was in good position. She's holding her space now while Australia run their subset. Well, that might come back for forward. No, the referee's going to let that one go. Zara Halliday. Mackenzie Davis with speed. She's gone. She's got 3 metres on the defender over the space of 5, and she's able to link up with Lila Pratt. No, that's
Ellie Wilson, I think.
Yeah, you're right, Ellie Wilson, who switched back in from the wing on that side, but it's Mackenzie Davis. She's super quick. When she gets a clean roll ball, she just picks up and she's gone. And Charlize Fleming was gassed, and she just did not have the legs to be able to keep up with Davis. Davis can just pick out whichever player she wants to link up with, and it's a try. And as the half-time siren's about to go here, 9 tries to 2. New Zealand looking to make that 3. They do get the last play, the pick up here from Yaramia, but she's shut down by Kate Ellum, and that will be half-time score, 9 tries to 2. Good dominant performance by Australia. Some areas that they'll look to fix up for New Zealand. We spoke it before the game started. The discussion was going to be about defence. A little bit more work to be done there. A little bit more physical in the contest in the first couple of touches of Australia. And that attitude, I think we're going to see a little bit more aggressive play from New Zealand in defence and attack. And I think that will bring them into this game, whether it's on the scoreboard or not. They'll actually feel a little bit more... they'll feel a little bit better about the game, and it will make Australia actually feel like they're in a strong game here. Davis making a touch here on Karena. Yaramia picks the ball up, has a crack. Australia turnover. And there's the first good strong touch. Halliday rocked by that one a bit. So that's the first example of attitude to effort. Sweeping around now. There's some good contact in the middle of the field. That's much stronger from New Zealand, and you can see you can hear the reaction coming from the box. Mackenzie Davis with good footwork. Players are trying to find somebody open. Great touch there. There's a touch, but there is going to be a penalty for holding. Not entirely convinced on that one myself either. I'm with the New Zealand box. I'm with you guys on that one.
Yeah, when a player breaks through the line on attack, the first response from the players defensively is to find a body. And as long as there's space, that's all the referees have asked. They've seen extra.
Good dive at the line by Morgan Mannion, but really well covered by Elena Yaramia. She's in really good position, made a good touch.
What New Zealand needs to be careful of is Yaramia is doing all of the work.
Yeah.
If they can help support her defensively, then they'll be able to resist Australia some more tries.
Good hold from New Zealand. That was really well done.
Yeah, that's a much better response.
Yeah, you could see the winger come flying in, and then when the ball looked like it's going to come out, she's got the call from a teammate infield to say, no, get out. I've got this one. And they reacted and balanced up, stopped the try.
And that's really important because it was a penalty on the line that Australia got, and I think that might have been the first time this game that Australia's been given a penalty and they haven't scored from it.
Yeah. It's a short set from New Zealand here. They've only made the 45 metres up the field, but I think they'll still be reasonably happy with where they're at for this second half. Australia now driving. This is Pratt with pace. Good shutdown. Brooke Duncan coming in on Madeline Matthews to save that one. Matthews picks up. She's going to rip one left to right, but doesn't have the legs to get into the space, and really well defended on the far wing.
Yeah, great option though. Really like to see that pass being thrown a little bit more from Australia.
Yeah, agreed. We've spoken a few times about how much that long pass can have positive effect for you. That one was definitely forward pass, but got away with that one. Happy with that. New Zealand struggling to find the open space, but they've found it this time. They've got some momentum here coming into the last touch. Fleming picks up. Matiareki not able to get the ball, but they're down to the 7 metres. So a better second, another strong set. Arm wrestle. This is probably going to work out really well for New Zealand here in the first 5-10 minutes. If they can get into that arm wrestle, that's really going to work for them.
Yeah, and it's about maintaining it, being consistent for the full 20. They don't want to play well in patches. They want to play well for the whole rest of the game.
Exactly. Ellis driving. Hagan. Ellis gets the ball down. Hagan with a good pick up. Little shimmy. And then is caught with a really good touch there from Matiariki with a dive. She's clipped Ronnie Hagan's feet, but it was the pre-touch work that was done there that slowed the roll ball down just a fraction of a second. It meant that Hagan's pickup wasn't with as much momentum as what she's been getting in the first half. and gave the New Zealand defence time to recover and then make a good saving touch. So a much better second half so far already, or at least the start to the second half here from New Zealand. Let's maintain it and get into a real grind. Australia turn the ball over. And they'll look to run some space. Hagan opens up an extra 5 metres with a little dummy. Davis comes on. It's so hard. You have to defend Rani Hagan, and then onto the field comes Mackenzie Davis. That's just brutal to have to defend that, but Davis gives the last pass across there. This time Madeline Matthews is in space and she's able to dive over the line.
You can see the quality and skill that Australia have on show here. Mackenzie Davis just timing herself really well in terms of when she finds that step, because it creates more space for herself and for the players on the outside. Another try there for Madeline Matthews.
And she's so quick, Davis. She's just, as soon as she's got the ball, everything opens up for her and she's just able to go at pace. Riley Sheldon. First time I've called her name, but she's been involved in the game so far. A pick up, a dive for the line, looking to see if there's an offside defender. Sophia Tutty comes back to the 7 metres, last touch. They'll burn the ball onto this side, or at least it looked like they were going to. Pops it back inside and Davis makes the final touch. Australia coming out off their line now. They've made their way to the box. They give the ball back across for the winger. Nice diving touch out on that far side. I think that's Luana Ashton with a really nice touch on the far side. We've seen Australia score quite a few tries with that floating ball back, or that early pass to the winger right on the touchline.
That's a nice option though. I haven't seen that too much in this game or over the weekend with that passive link. But New Zealand equally were able to read that really well.
Oh, just lost. Jane Carena just lost the handle on the ball.
Yeah, she's one of the taller players in New Zealand's team, and it's really important just when they're leaning over, just to maintain position and control of the ball.
Just down in front of us, Peter McIntyre having a bit of a word with all of the players in the box. Just a bit of a rev up. Hagan now, she's going to have a dive for the line, but she's covered by Fleming. Martia Ricci made the touch, was working her way back to get onside. I don't agree with the call of offside there. She was working her way back in and she didn't obstruct Hagan from diving at the line, and Fleming was able to make the touch. Different interpretation.
This is much better defensively from New Zealand. They know that Alice and Hagan are a threat, and they're compressing to try and limit their options.
And they're connected. They're working well together. And that's one reason why I didn't agree with that penalty before, is that the player was there. Hagan wasn't going to score because of the offside player. She was not going to score because of the connection between those two. And an incorrect roll ball error causes a turnover. New Zealand are able to get away from their own line here. It's been good. We're 8 minutes into the second half. There's only been the one try for Australia. It's a much better second half from New Zealand. This is what they were talking about at half time. They've got into the grind. They're in the position where they can feel confidence that they're actually in this game. Now the next step's going to be, let's get something on the back end of it with their attack, and there's a couple of things that they'll look to do when they get down to that end. If they can pick up an extra penalty, get a repeat set down there, that'll really build some confidence for New Zealand.
Yeah, as we spoke about at half time, it all comes from that phrase of attitude to effort.
And Davis with the pick up, left to right ball over the top. Boss calls it a freak, and just a pick up, left to right ball, and a try in the corner.
That's unreal skill.
Oh, Ellie Wilson. Davis is right-handed, and she's throwing the ball with the left hand, and it's looped over the top for Wilson. It's just rude.
That's unbelievable. Just to be able to pick up from half, take a couple of steps, and throw the long ball from the left to the right. Unreal.
Just share some of those skills around with the rest of us, please. Can't hog all of them. New Zealand They can't let that one get to them. That's the sort of thing that the very few players or teams around the world are going to defend that play. Karena with the dummy. Picks up. Goes from half. It's going to recycle, come back to her. Now this time it's... And the ball is down here. A step back. That's Madison Ujoy. And she's got underneath the players. The referee calling one of the Australian players offside. And Ujoy applies for Australia.
Yeah, this is great teamwork there in the middle. They were able to expose both of the Australian defenders. Again, called offside. And we can see Karena just dive right underneath both for a great try.
I've read the wrong number. My Jane Karena with the try. Australian out. A couple of touches here at the line. Sophie Smith gets it out for Mannion. For Elam. Elam, she'll step back off the left foot. Look to find somebody. Can't link up with a teammate. Hands the ball over. New Zealand have held out. It's always tough to hold out after you score. You're giving the short field to the opponent. New Zealand do well. Sophia Tuddy sweeping onto the field, looking for some space. Good ball movement here through the middle. Arumia. Can't link up with anybody there, Elaine Yaramia. And Australia will turn the ball over and go hard from their own 10-metre line. 2 touches. They've made 20 metres on 3. Hagen sweeps on. Good contact. Yeah, there's a forward pass from Hagen back across the body. She was rushed into that pass by the good, strong shooting defence from New Zealand. So they earn that penalty. Well done.
Every time they can see Alison Hagen coming onto the field, they know that, hey, those are the 2 targets. We need to be physical. We need to be present when they've got the ball in hand.
Hagen shooting. This is Macaulay. This is Ujoy. The pick up here from Finlay. Ujoy. Finlay can't get the clean pick up on this occasion though. They had a good setup, good couple of touches there to give them good position.
Yeah, New Zealand are starting to string their phases together better, so it's not just 1-1-1. They're starting to really play more connected on attack.
It really has been a much better performance so far from New Zealand in the second half. They can be really very happy with their performance so far here. It's 11-3 on the scoreboard. About 7.5 to go here in the game. Sweeping around this time is Mannion. She's got pace, but defence able to shuffle across in good position, a metre off the scoreline. So Mannion can't just dive at their feet. Sweeping around this time, but Davis goes back against the grain, gets a whack for her troubles, but the ball goes all the way out to Ellie Wilson.
Looks like we've got a call for a heavy touch just off the ball, so after the ball was released by Davis.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one either. She's just going up to make the touch. Mannion sweeps, dives at the line. Good touch, this time by Ujoy. But the defence connected and working well together, so there was no room for her to step back. Davis will sweep this time. It'll come out for Mannion. She gets the ball through the hands, and this time Australia will score through Ellie Wilson out on the right-hand corner.
Yeah, you can see the consistency there from Australia. They run exactly the same play that they didn't score on the last time. New Zealand unable to read it. Just good hands, good timing for the runners, and we can see Ellie Wilson dot down again in the corner.
New Zealand out. This is Fleming and Atiriki. Oh, a little bit forward there off the roll ball. Let go by the referees. Atiriki sweeping around is Heppy. She gets the ball, brings it back against the grain. They didn't commit hard enough on that short side before dropping the ball back in, so the defence able to balance up.
Yeah, that's right. And part of the issue for New Zealand is that they're actually playing on the 7 metres. They haven't got enough depth in their attack. Everything's just a little bit too lateral. If they can get some depth in their running, just like this that we can see from Australia, I think they'll be able to provide more impact.
Yeah, and I've spoken about it before. That's fine. There's nothing in that one. There's soft hands. That's just a body collision. But New Zealand player really struggling to get up off the ground here, and she's injured. Referees have let the play continue. A try will come to Australia, to Madeline Matthews, but real concern shown here from the New Zealand team for their player who was involved in that touch.
Yeah, of course, with the player down due to injury, Australia are able to capitalise with the 6-5 advantage. We can see the healthcare there just working on getting Charlize Fleming to her feet. It looks like she's okay. She might be a little bit rattled.
Yeah, I think she's winded a bit as well.
Yeah, but it's good to see her moving back to the sub box.
She's got a bit of the shuffle on. Aotearoa helping her across.
Yeah, we can see. We just saw on the replay there wasn't any illegal contact.
No.
Of course, when you've got two players coming together at force, sometimes this is the outcome and the result.
Yeah, that's right. There was nothing illegal about it. No intent to injure or anything else like that. It's just a collision of bodies. But it does hurt. And it made it difficult for New Zealand to defend 5 against 6. Debbie McCauley earns a penalty for not moving forward from Australia, even though she's inside the 7 metres. New Zealand looking to draw the Australian defence up from their line, give them some space to work with. McCauley. Little miscommunication there in attack. McCauley's going to play the ball. It's going to pop down. This is Tuddy. She's close to the line here. And no space there for Aramia to go anywhere. Hagen penalised though for not moving forward. So New Zealand will get another chance.
Yeah, and when they're starting to play off the 7, so maybe setting up from 8 metres out, just like we can see here, it forces Australia to actually come out. Unfortunate into the set, but New Zealand are starting to see the theory and how it can actually bring them results in that area of the field.
So Australia are off the hook there. They've popped the ball back out to the wing on this side and on that far side rather. Davis onto the field with Halliday sweeping around. Is it Mannion? Elam pops it back for Davis. Davis throws a forward pass over the top of her head. And New Zealand will take over. 3 minutes to go here in this game. 12 tries to 3 the score. 3 tries to 1 in this second half. A much better performance on the scoreboard, but just a much better performance overall from New Zealand. There's still some things that they'll need to they'll look to work on as players and as a team over the next few years as they look towards World Cup spots and Youth World Cups and all that sort of stuff. But this game a little bit too far away from them at the moment, but there's some real positive signs for this group.
Yeah, of course, and this is the highest stage that they would have played on before. And from these opportunities and experiences, we'll likely see these young women playing again at the next Youth Trans-Tasman.
Madeline Matthews, Sophie Smith. Matthews with the pick up. She'll go to the left, to her right, left to right pass. Doesn't have the legs. Very gentle breeze today, not as strong as it's been the last couple of days. As he says that, it breezes up. Gusts up a little bit. Thanks very much. New Zealand running into each other. A little bit of disconnection there. A little bit static as they're trying to find some space. Last touch. The pick up here. This is Finlay. A ball over the head from Karina that she's thrown a touch pass in the action of throwing that one. Australia. There's some real good positive vibes coming from the box down below us here. Trying to get a stop on this one to finish out and close out the half. Ellis. Hagen with a nice ball to the passive link out the back, but really well read by the winger on this side. That's Brooke Duncan. And she shut that one down. And then an error on touch one, but a penalty for offside. So a little bit early with their shoots, the Australian players. New Zealand off the hook for that error. That might be another penalty. Just clipped the foot of Elise Simpson there as she's coming back out of the roll ball. It spun away just a little bit. So with 40 seconds to go, New Zealand one last chance. Drive the ball down the field from a reasonable starting position.
And we've heard this term, I guess more commonly, around playing the clock, and you can see Australia are starting to do that a little bit. A couple of penalties in the first half of the field, just to try and slow the ball down to prevent New Zealand from having opportunities to score once more.
There's not a lot of depth there, but the second phase play is going to open things up for New Zealand. Oh, nice work though. Mania Porto picked up on the second phase and kind of caught Australia napping just for that split second, and it was enough for her to get away from Hagan.
Yeah, I think she could have backed herself there to just go through the line and look to link up, but hey, it is what it is.
Really dominant performance from Australia in the first half. Much better performance from New Zealand in the second half. And but Australia, job done in the first half, and final score here, 12 tries to 3. Australia will be the champions of the Asia Pacific Youth Touch Cup here in this 18s girls division.